Hello, welcome back to another episode of Flag Stuff. I'm Tareth, and with me, of course, is Joe. Hello.
Hello.
This episode, we're looking forward to 2026 and looking at potentials or indeed flags that we would like to see either appear or become official. Anyway, without further ado, let's dive straight in and get this ball rolling. And I want to kick off things, if you may, Joey, with the flag of the Fens. Let's just talk about what the Fenlands are, an area within Eastern England, and it covers Cambridgeshire, Lincolnshire, parts of Norfolk and parts of Suffolk. And it's a huge sort of flat wetlands area. And it mostly was wetlands until obviously humans got involved and started changing it. Anyway, details. It's a huge area of reclaimed land. So that's where it is geographically. The Fens flag is at the moment an unofficial regional flag. However, as I shall explain, it's a blue, yellow, blue tricolour with the blue representing the rivers, the wetlands, the drains of this big, huge sort of flat area, and the waterways as well. And the yellow is very much for the fertile farmland and obviously all the agricultural wealth that that all brings. And in the middle, you'll obviously won't mistaken a huge red tiger standing upright, and it's called the Fen Tigers, which is plural, which is a long-standing nickname for this symbol, which has been around much longer than the flag. Tigers apparently also appears in the old Fenlands District Council's coat of arms, so that's where it starts to draw some of its symbolism from. When the Danes came over and helped sort of drain parts of the Fenland areas and started turning the land into agricultural land, they brought with them this symbol of this red tiger as part of that. So it's a Danish symbol at the end of it to represent part of England. Try telling some of the far right that. Anyway, moving on, there's a lot of local councils and organisations within that whole area do recognise and use the flag a lot. It's now being used almost like as if it was an official flag, but still hasn't got that final stamp from the UK's Flag Institute, which is the all-powerful group that states what is an official flag of the UK and what isn't. Yes, James was the guy I was talking to. He designed it back in 2015, so it's over 10 years old now. But he's been quite clever in how he's done this so far. He's been pushing it, I think, initially just sort of gently into the local communities. And over the years, it's gathered a bit of steam and rallies through various groups, and now local councils are adopting it almost as an official emblem of the areas and recognizing it as well. So you will find this flag everywhere, on local government buildings to local organizations using it. And if I remember rightly, I think there's a brewery that now uses the flag because they brew their beer in that part of the land. So they're now using it as well. And all of this is obviously helping to build up a case to make it even more, or to make it official at the end of it. And I think there is one council that is pushing Flag Institute to put forward a competition, as it were, and therefore to legitimise a flag for the area. They've not specifically turned around and said, right, the flag of the Fens that's here should be it. But I think they're stating that if we'd run a competition, which, to be fair, possibly win it hands down because the local community recognises flag outright, I suppose there is a danger that people could turn around and go, well, that would be unfair, so let's start again with any new sort of designs. Now, here's an interesting bit. I hadn't actually planned this one, but as it's sitting here as well, you see there's something about these lions, leopards and tigers. And here's the
Yep.
royal flag of Scotland with a similar-esque thing going on. I'm just not sure about busy, detailed tigers and lions. I think unlike the royal Scottish flag, which is all very frilly and busy, all and ornate all the way through, this one seems, for me at least, while it's got a busy red tiger in the middle of it, The rest is simple and plain enough to, I think, sort of be an equilibrium on that flag to sort of pacify me a bit that it's not too busy and therefore works. I see where it's coming from, and it's good that it's pulling its history to onto the flag anyway. And I think a lot of the sports teams use red tigers and that sort of motif as well. So you can't not use it, I guess. I'm just wondering whether trouble is if you simplify a tiger, you end up like with the cereal box, and that's not a design that you want. I think, yeah, you've got a happy medium with that one, I think.
The only thing I would change if I was designing this would be a change in the yellow that they're using in their flag.
Mm.
This one, the yellow is very muted to me, and I think it tends to get lost. Whereas, I see a triband behind you that's got the gold in the center, and the gold just kind of pops out.
Oh, here.
It's very vivid.
Mm.
I think this flag would benefit from having that equally vivid gold in there as opposed to the pale canary
Yeah.
yellow that they have. I'm not really sure what that would be.
I mean, in the description they even called it buff, but to me, buff is
Yeah.
the flag of
New Jersey has that
yeah,
nasty yellow,
yeah. This is more yellow than that, I think.
like a faded highlighter, and that's like the last of the yellow that you have that you're using. That to
That
me,
you're
that's what it
using up
looks
there.
like. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that it's a tiger
It,
because you see lions or what look like a weird version of lions more often than not, but
yeah.
you don't see tigers in these types of flags. And I think that's I like it because it's unusual.
I have to go along with that. And also, yeah, it's although to be fair, how different does this tiger look like to the leopard of the Scottish royal flag, for
Sure.
example? I mean, it's even pulling the same pose, isn't it? Quite
Yeah,
frankly.
pretty much any type of jungle cat you see on a European historical flag, you know,
Yes.
with the
Yeah.
tongue hanging out.
But maybe that's how the Danes had it, I guess. I get, I get it, and it's distinctive enough. Which I think, I suppose, I have to strip it back and go, right, okay, in a sea of flags, does this stand out and does it tell the right story? It definitely tells the right story when you understand what's sitting behind it. And I like the style of that it's in the Canadian Pale. I suppose it has to be like that, as I say, to get the tiger in all of it. Otherwise, it'd be crossing the blue and that would never work. But I mean, I must admit, overall, I do like the flag. I think it's different enough to stand on its own and show what it's trying to be. So I do like it, to be fair.
My flag that I really want to see adopted, and I don't think it has been, so if it has been, somebody please let me know. But it's the flag of Brecknockshire. This was nicknamed the Bat Flag. It was designed by Jason Saber, and he took elements of the coat of arms of Brecknockshire, which that coat of arms in and of itself, if you kind of like made it out into a rectangle, I think that would still make a cool flag. But he took the blue bat, the gold background, various thicknesses of gold and black stripes, and put them all onto the flag. And I absolutely love this flag. The people of Brecknockshire love this flag. It's been printed, I don't know how many times people fly it. It just hasn't been adopted as the official flag. So people of Brecknockshire, talk to your city council, talk to your lords or whoever it is that you have in this county and tell them that they need to adopt this as the official flag because it's just cool.
Yeah, it's a travesty that this is not an official flag.
And I don't
It
understand why.
abs. I no, I don't. It's I was in contact with this guy a good couple of years back, and he did send me a long, big email about what it all means, what he's tried to do, and how he's tried to push it. And it's not for the want of trying to get it over the
And
line, but it's just rallying the local support because you've got to have enough support from sort of recognized local organizations or councils or whatever to actually sort of put it through. You can't just be an individual going, I like this flag,
sure.
I'm going to speak to the Flag Institute. So you need enough sort of weight behind it as well. I don't know whether he's pulled back a bit on this, but he probably has. He's probably worn out with trying to get this over the line. But I just don't understand why certain organizations or companies or businesses or whatever in the local area wouldn't push it and going, right, yeah, we'll give this some weight to get some momentum going for it. Because it's a badass flag and it
It,
should be
it really
flying everywhere.
is.
Yeah.
I mean, my conspiracy theory is like there's like one or two people somewhere behind the scenes who are stopping this for whatever reason. I really have no idea if that's true, but that's kind of what I'm going with because there is no logical reason that this should not be adopted.
I can't find fault in this flag at all. This works on the color scheme and yeah, the proportion of the bat itself and its wings. It's just, and I
I
don't
would say,
have it, which annoys me.
and that surprises me too.
But
I would say if I've never thought about my 10 favorite flags of any
oh gosh,
jurisdiction, whether it's a state, a country, a city, this would be one of my top 10. Like I can tell you that now. This is Brecknockshire is one of my top 10.
wow, that's made me think. I'm just intrigued, and I don't know. You must be coming to it
Uh,
of why you've got the flag
okay.
behind you,
Yeah.
or were you waiting for
So
me to ask?
uh, no, I talked about one flag that I want to see, adopted in 2026. It's not for the second part of this, it's not that I necessarily want to see a flag adopted. I want to see a certain man named Terith Peacock adopt an appreciation and love for the Pan-African colored flags because they're awesome. And I know you fear them in mass.
I
Like
do
one on one,
fear
you're
them.
fine, but if you get them all together, can be kind of overwhelming because they tend to look similar. So for 2026, my wish, my dream is for you to like embrace the Pan-African colored flags and just know them off the top of your head. And
Oh God, see, I couldn't even tell you which ones you've got behind you. That's really bad. It's terrible.
so
Ghana's
the
in my head for one of them, but
this is Ghana. It's
Ghana,
got the black star.
yes.
And then Togo.
Togo. Always stumble at these, even on the games, on the apps.
I made myself sit down because I mean, to be fair, they do kind of blend together since they based it off of Ethiopia, which you can recognize that one because it's got the blue circle and the pentagram in it. That's pretty distinct.
I'm all right
Um,
with Ethiopia,
but then
yes.
you've got the vertical tribands, and they all tend to blend together. So here's how I look at it. I knew a woman named Molly, Molly, and she had long red hair, and I'm picturing her with her hair blowing in the breeze. And if you look at the flag of Mali, Mali, it's the vertical triband of green, gold, and red, red being on the fly side, so it's flying in the breeze like her red hair. That's Mali.
Okay.
This is how I remember stuff. You
Yeah, yeah.
flip it, and you've got Guinea. So you've got the red at the hoist, the green at the fly. If you put the green star onto Mali, you've got Senegal.
Of course you have.
It's the only one that's got the green star. You put the green star on Mali, you've got Senegal. And then if you take, Mali and you flip the red and the yellow and put the gold star in the middle, you got Cameroon. So Cameroon's the only one that's got the red stripe, the red vertical band in the middle of the tribands.
Okay.
We'll work on it.
I'm gonna have to because it has bugged me well for a long time because I know we've covered this subject before and I'm just okay, 2026 is my year to work these ones out.
Burkina Faso, it's the only one that's got two stripes, and that's it. And then
I'm
the
all
gold
right.
star in the middle.
I'm all right with that one. I'm okay with Burkina Faso. That's fine. It's just those, yeah, all the other Pan-African triband stuff, which regardless
Benin.
of whether it's vertical or
Yeah.
horizontal.
Well, then you've got the whole other dimension to it. You've got Pan-African colored flags that aren't actually African, like Bolivia,
It's painful.
which is very similar to Ghana, but it's got the coat of arms in it instead of the black star. Or one of my favorite flags, Grenada, with the
I'm
nutmeg
all
in
right
it.
with that one. Yes, with the
Grenada, like
nutmeg.
you can't confuse that with anything.
No, no, no.
That
I'm all right with
is
that
cool.
one.
And then, of course, if you go a little bit further east from where you are, Lithuania.
Lithuania, yes.
And
So
then
weirdly, I'm all right with Lithuania, but that's probably because I've been there and it's locked in. So,
Vanuatu is Pan-African, Myanmar,
yeah.
Guyana is technically that flag's just ugly, so that one you can't mistake for anything else. It's just I think it's hideous. Suriname technically is Pan-African as well.
I can see the Suriname one. That's right.
Mauritania is pretty distinct. It's got the creepy smile on it, as I call it. It's
Yes.
the
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 one-eyed
upturned
creepy
crescent.
smile.
Yeah. Um,
with its red stripes. Yes.
French Guiana, I guess it's unofficial. I don't know if that's, I guess the official flag is the flag of France, but French Guiana, the diagonal bisect between the green and the gold halves of the flag, it's a diagonal divide with a red star in the middle.
Well, okay. Well, as a New Year's resolution, then I will make sure that I will finish the year knowing off the top of my head all of the Pan-African flags.
But I think a lot of people are surprised to learn that there are a lot of African flags that do not have that color palette.
I must admit, yeah, we are only talking a small handful or
Yeah.
so, really, aren't we? Cool. Well, thank you for that challenge. We'll swing that one to a completely different continent then, shall we? And we'll move to Europe and France specifically um, for a flag for the 31st International Congress of Vexillology. They ran obviously a competition, I think, late last year to get a design done for the next Congress in Paris, which is this rather cool knotted blue, red, and white design. The colours are obviously based on the French tricolour or tricolour, if we're being in France. And obviously, the Paris flag is also based on their national flag of just red and blue. Sometimes it's got the emblem in the middle, and other times it doesn't. I can't remember the rulings behind that, but anyway, the Paris flag is red and blue. You've got the sheet bend knot of vexillology in the middle, which is to represent all of vexillology and vexillologists. The knot, which I don't use for my flagpole, is what it's supposed to be representing of obviously tying knots. And then the wavy lines that run through it is obviously the River Seine that runs through the middle of Paris. And one final thing they said is that the knot, the white knot and the white river is supposed to also build a cross on the flag as well, just to represent past historical Paris flags, which apparently had crosses in them. And the flag was designed by a 15-year-old. I mean, it was two things. The one, because it is obviously a flag for 2026, specifically around vexillology, which I thought it seemed appropriate to bring it up. If we were going to bring it up, this would be the time to do that. I just like the use of the colours as well, and how it's pulling from the national and obviously the city flag as well. And again, while I always find that knot quite a busy knot, especially when they start detailing the rope in itself as well as the knot itself. I like it how the waves of the River Seine don't meet either, because I think that would just then make it really horrifically busy right in the center there. So I like it as a quick glance design. I think it ticks all the boxes for me, this one.
I think you nailed it with the fimbriation in the knots.
Mm,
And it breaks everything up nicely, and it would just be a bit of a mess if you didn't have that breakup. It just makes it a lot cleaner. And
yeah.
I love the symmetry of the flag. I mean, the knot itself, you could fold the flag in on itself and everything matches up. And
Yes.
I'm a sucker for red blue flags. I mean, think Norway and Iceland, or think Puerto Rico and Cuba. I just love the symmetry in a flag that is predominantly red and blue. And
Mm,
this, it's a bit of a complex design with the knot in the middle, but it works.
mm.
It's very clean, and
The,
I am just blown away that a 15-year-old designed it.
the good thing about the knot, I think, because it's so well known in the vexillology world now, that it is instantly recognizable, and therefore you don't have to go over the top with it to understand what it is. In that case, then, if we looks like we've come to a natural conclusion of our potential flags that we would love to see in 2026. So now I've walked away like I do on most things that include me and a laptop and a screen, which means that I now have an action point to go away with and learn these Pan-African flags once and for all. Thank you for that. So that's anyway. If you've got ways of learning Pan-African flags, please put those in the comments as well. I would love to get my head around those once and for all. If you struggle with the Pan-Arab ones, then let Joe know as well. This has been Joe and I on Flagcast. It always leaves me to say thank you very much, Joe, for joining.
Thank you for having me, as always.
Always a pleasure. And if you want to see the full unabridged version of this, then you can join my YouTube membership, which will give you the full video of all of this, as opposed to all their edited highlights, of which would make it such a short, lovely little bite-sized thing. Anyway, that's there if you want to do that. But any more flag stuff, videos and podcasts, you can click on the video here. And much to your amusement and fun and vexillology enhancements. But we'll be back for some more, no doubt. And until then, be seeing you.
Take care.